Welcome to Plan 9 Crunch. I'm Doug Gibson. We're just past the Christmas season, and we're going to do perhaps a new series at Plan 9 Crunch podcast where we do a feature on a character actor who has a history as a cult actor. Today we're going to do Elizabeth Russell, and she's best known for a small role in the film Cat People, where she walks into a restaurant and goes to the lead actress, Simone, and she almost looked like a cat, and she hisses, "Sister." It's a very creepy scene. Elizabeth Russell was a beautiful former model, but had an angular face that fit for this, and we'll show a picture of her right now. She was also had a major role in a Val Lewton film called Curse of the Cat People, which is a sequel to Cat People, but she plays the embittered daughter of a woman who befriends a young child. And Curse of the Cat People is actually a Christmas movie, which maybe we'll talk more about it next year in 2025. Elizabeth Russell didn't have a long career in Hollywood. I think I may have mentioned she was prominent in several Val Lewton films. She was actually the sister-in-law of a bigger star, Rosalind Russell. And here's a partial filmography of her. She was in, small roles until she was in A Date with the Falcon, but she was uncredited. And she's in The Corpse Vanishes, and we're going to show some scenes to give you an idea of the actress Elizabeth Russell was from The Corpse Vanishes. She was in Cat People, as I mentioned. She was also in Hitler's Madman, which is a good film we should talk about sometime. It's a cult film with John Carradine. She was in The Seventh Victim, a Val Lewton film, uncredited. She was also in The Uninvited, which is a great 40s ghost movie, where she's the ghost of Mary Meredith. And I saw her in a Universal horror film, which was with Lon Chaney, called Weird Woman, where she played the wife of a university professor. And this is going to blow your mind. Well, maybe it won't blow your mind, but it did mine. Well, one more time. She was in Bedlam, too, which is a good movie with Boris Karloff. But I was watching a Bowery Boys movie because I like those kind of films. Sue me, okay? They're on Saturday mornings, often on TCM. And I was watching Feud and Fuels. And the Bowery Boys kind of had the same plot. They just throw them into Egypt. They throw them into the country. And so they have the depth of a Hallmark movie plot. But I'm watching Feud and Fools, and suddenly there's this woman. Her name was Ma Smith. And I'm thinking to myself, she's only in one scene with a few lines. I'm thinking, I know who this woman is. And lo and behold, it's got to be Elizabeth Russell. I'm thinking, Elizabeth Russell is in Feud and Fools? She is. So watch for Elizabeth Russell as Ma Smith in Feud and Fools if you're a Bowery Boys fan. I imagine she went there, was called by somebody, and maybe picked up a couple $100 to do that scene. But she's a prominent actress. She's a cult actress. She's iconic, particularly in the film Cat People. You never forget her. And let's show some of the skills of Elizabeth Russell in the film The Corpse Vanishes. And we'll do the first one right now where you're introduced to her. She is the wife of Bela Lugosi, and she's very, very old. And he has to kidnap young brides and take some of their fluid to make her young. Let's watch this scene. Lugosi is superb in this scene. There's Bela. That's Minerva Urico, who was ubiquitous in these Monogram films also. As one of his helpers. That's one of the brides he's kidnapped. You're going to hear groaning from Elizabeth Russell. There she is for the first time. This will last about 3 minutes. Elizabeth Russell, later in life, didn't even recall making this movie. And you know, that's not as weird as it might sound, because these movies were filmed sometimes in a week.
Courage, my dear, courage.
Courage, my dear, courage. She lets out quite a scream. That's Frank Moran, former heavyweight boxer who challenged for the world title, became an actor later. He's one of the henchmen. He's the daughter of Minerva Iroquois. This reminds me of Lugosi going up to Tor Johnson in Bride of the Monster. That's Angelo Osito, who's supposed to be his brother in the film. He's one of the henchmen.
Why do you beat my son so hard?
Because he's a beast, an animal, and someday I shall have to destroy him.
My poor son, why was he ever born?
And now you see the transformation into a beautiful woman again. Elizabeth Russell was a beautiful actress.
Can you bear to look at me now?
Of course. You're beautiful. And I shall always keep you that way.
Now let's go to the next scene where you'll see what kind of personality Elizabeth Russell has in this movie. And you're going to be introduced to the two stars of this film other than Lugosi, Luana Anders and Tristan Coffin, I believe. Coffin plays the doctor working for Lugosi, allegedly doing research, all right, on things. But Coffin is unaware that Lugosi is kidnapping people. So we'll go to it now. Rosito letting them in, the butler type. Luana Anders, Tristan Coffin. Anders was in a few of these movies.
Toby, tell your master I'm here.
Cheerful little fellow, isn't he?
I told you they were eccentric.
I'm inclined to believe you.
Sitting at repose. This would make a great painting. She's not very pleasant, is she?
Gargoyle! Get out!
Good evening, Dr. Foster. Come right in.
Good evening, Professor Lorenz, the Countess. May I present Miss Patricia Hunter?
How do you do?
We have been expecting you.
So you found my bag in your truck?
Yes. There it is.
Miss Hunter's a newspaper woman.
I came here hoping you might grant me an interview.
An interview? About what?
No
Rumor
one
has
asked you to
it-
come here. You are not welcome.
Control yourself, my dear. I'm sure Miss Hunter meant
Rumor
no
has it
harm.
that wasn't
Please forgive
that
my
wasn't
wife.
fake,
She's
that
not well.
slap, by the way.
Come, you had better retire.
So that's what you call being
Okay, Jack,
eccentric.
thank you. And we'll go quickly now to a third scene that will show some of the sinister creepiness of Elizabeth Russell, what she was able to do in films. I do urge you to watch Curse of the Cat People and Cat People to see her at her best, and even Bedlam too, and The Uninvited.
What do you want?
Yes, you are beautiful.
How did you get in here?
So young. Such lovely skin. Sometime you too will be a bride.
And then she's gone. There's secret passageways in this movie. Thanks, Jack. We're going to show you two more scenes that show off Elizabeth Russell in the film, including the climax. We'll go to the next scene right now. I love this scene because it shows how the Count, Dr. Lorenz and his Countess wife repose at night.
Dr. Foster! Dr. Foster!
Nice little monogram-like touch. Creepy little touch there.
Dr. Foster.
Okay.
What's wrong?
I just...
All right. What happens is she's trying to figure out why the brides are disappearing, and well, actually, they think the brides are dead, but there's this flower that Dr. Lawrence is cultivating, and he sends his henchmen out to sort of knock out the brides, and then when the morgue is coming, they steal the brides, and they get the fluids to help the Countess. We're going to get to the climax of this film now, where the jig is basically up, and the cops are coming, and they've got Luana Anders. All right. And by the way, Minerva Iracle's kids have been killed. One, Lugosi killed Frank Moran's character, and Angelo Rosito was shot, and Lugosi abandoned him. So this last scene is basically the climax of the film. And I do kind of apologize, but if you haven't seen this movie yet, you're not missing anything by me showing it to you. Believe me, you can watch it anytime. We'll go right now. Plus, it shows the very end of what happens to the Countess. There's Luana Anders. He's getting ready to get fluid from her. She's angry because her sons are dead. This is a very effective scene for this lady.
No!
No!
You betrayed me, Master. You shouldn't have done it.
You go see blood coming out of his mouth. Effectively. He's a dutiful husband. He's trying to do something, but having a knife in your back.
You stay here and cover this.
Your hand is unsteady.
Can't see.
He has a little line here. I don't know if we can see it right.
Pat.
That's Coffin. They're now in love with each
No.
other.
Just scared to death.
All right. Break it up. We've got headlines to write.
Do I get a byline?
Okay, thanks, Jack.
After this, you can have a close.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this this Planet on Crunch podcast look at a cult actor, character actor, Elizabeth Russell. Again, I'd watch her in Bedlam. I'd watch her in The Cat People. Watch her in this movie too. Watch her in Curse of the Cat People. Watch her. She has very small scenes in many movies. Watch her and catch her in Uninvited and even Feud and Fools. Elizabeth Russell is someone we appreciate, a striking actress, a distinctive look, and an iconic actress. And I'm Doug Gibson from Planet 9 Crunch. Subscribe to us at YouTube, and you can like us at TikTok and Planet 9 Crunch podcast and blog at Facebook. And go to our blog at planet9crunch.com where we have reviews. Both Steve Stones and I have reviewed this film at our blog. And thank you very much, and that's a wrap. Thanks, Jack.